and that makes him believe he's in the clear. Well, the shackles are off. Tomorrow, Canadians ready to walk from their cell phone companies can start walking without having to change their phone numbers. People in BC, Alberta, Ontario, and Quebec can make their switches to other providers and hang on to their cell phone numbers. It gets even better for people who need to be in constant contact with their mouthpieces.
Not only does it change for your cellular, you'll also be able to change your wired number over to cellular. So you could take your home number and then put it answered on your cell phone. In Hong Kong, actually, it was tremendous upheaval. We had people changing weekly providers based on the best deals as they came out with competition. We anticipate from our research at Fox Group that the consumers will be about 5% change, and businesses will be about 5 to 8% change.
And this number Portability will be available in the rest of Canada by September. And that's why, Nancy, we're starting to see a lot of ads. I don't know if you've noticed them on billboards, on TV. Change your provider, come over to us, all kinds of come-ons, because now people can do it without worrying about having to change all their contacts.
Yeah, well, we like it when it's easy, and we like it when there's competition. So I think it's pretty interesting development. So
good for consumers,
Yeah, thanks, Jeannie.
Okay.
And as Jeannie just mentioned, of course, this is a big change when it comes to cell phone market in Canada and cell phone use. Jonathan Richards knows how it all works and what it means for everyone involved. He's Chief Technology Officer with Harmony Mobile Networks, one of the smaller providers. So as we look at this change, it certainly sounds very intriguing for the consumer, but will this make the industry that much more competitive, do you think?
Well, that's a good question, Nancy. I think in terms of the issues facing people who purchase cell phone services from carriers today in Canada, there's really not a lot of choice. So you have a market dominated by 3 large operators, almost a club or an oligopoly, if you will.
Right.
So even though you can take your number right now, your odds are the churn is going to go from one operator to another, or you're probably going to go to one of the other operators. It's ultimately a good thing for consumers that you can take your number, certainly.
Well, if as Jeannie was mentioning, we're already hearing out there, people, providers saying, come to us, pick us. That's always good for the consumer because it means that everyone's going to try and provide better service, the sweeter deal, better rates, right? So presumably, if the environment is even marginally more competitive, it benefits the consumer.
Well, it's true that being able to take your number is an important thing, and hopefully it'll be more competitive. I think the issue to date is only about half of Canadians have cell phones today. We actually are we're behind. We're the last in the group of 8 countries with about half the population with cell phones. And that's probably representative of the consolidation in the industry and the fact that there really are only 3 providers. So even though you can take your number without there being another provider or some other technology benefit, I'm not too sure that it's going to result in significantly better pricing. We've had that opportunity in the past.
So when you talk about the 3 big providers, Rogers, TELUS, and Bell,
right.
So you don't think that this will affect them and how they do business and how they work with consumers much significantly?
I think they have a pretty tight club right now, and I doubt that there'll be a significant change in pricing.
And how about your company, you know, one of the smaller providers? Do you see this as an opportunity?
Well, we certainly do. We've just started. We might be grouped in with someone like Virgin or Fido, but we are independent, and those other 2 providers, Virgin is 46% or 48%, I forget which, owned by Bell. And Fido, of course, is Rogers.
Right.
So out of the sort of smaller guys, we are independent, and we do see it as an opportunity. And we're moving in with with actually a technology differentiator as well as better pricing and better service.
So just generally, for consumers who think, okay, this is an opportunity to survey the scene because I'm a little bit more popular than I was before, what's required if you want to make the switch? I mean, obviously, it's a fairly easy thing to do, but what do consumers need to consider?
The first thing is you're going to be under a contract probably to have a number that you want to keep. So don't cancel your contract because you'll lose the number if you do that.
Okay, good
so go to your new provider, whoever it is of the big 3 probably, or us, and you need your number and your contract, some sort of a contract identifier, perhaps an account number, and then essentially what happens is you order a new service, You probably have your existing service as well. You'll be assigned a temporary phone number, which you may or may not even know. Your new number will be transferred to your new cellular phone, usually the same day. And in the tests importing so far, it's just been in a couple of hours, actually. Wow. So the service actually works quite well.
Very interesting. Well, look forward to seeing how it shakes down starting tomorrow. Jonathan, nice to talk to you. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.